Okay, so this look is going to be very dark, very smoky, very dramatic, very intense. So I'm just going to hop right into it. I'm using this brush again. I used it in my emo librarian video. And right after I put on all this foundation, I realized it was too much to be using a brush this dense, because I'm used to like putting on a lot of foundation and using a sponge so the sponge absorbs some of it. So I ended up going with a stippling brush and then kind of trying to use that other brush. But I mean, it's okay. I've decided it's okay. I don't think I would use it to put on my entire face of foundation, because if you've seen a video where I use my big sponge, you see how big the big sponge is, and there's a reason I like the big sponge. But I like this for concealer because of its size and how it's shaped. It gets into smaller areas better than my big sponge. So here I'm just putting on a little bit of concealer. If you've seen my other videos, you know that I don't really use eye primer. I just use my concealer on my lids as my eye primer. So that's why I'm kind of slathering that on my eyelids as well as under my eyes. So now I'm actually using something different than usual. I'm trying to mix it up. I'm using this 6-color contour palette from BH Cosmetics, and I'm just using the white. And it's not super pigmented, so I don't look crazy, and I'm going to go in with another powder anyway. And I kind of went a little heavy on the powder under the eyes, not because I'm really into baking, but just because I fallout. So there I'm showing you the brushes I'm going to use: a fluffy crease brush, a little smudge brush also, and then I also have an angled liner brush, and then on the right is a pencil brush, and I'm also going to bring in like a flat liner brush later. But the first brush I'm going to go in with is the fluffy brush, and I'm going to go in with a bronzer. This step is actually completely optional if you don't want to have that kind of thing going on, but I like to do that because I'm going to use that bronzer on my face later, so it makes everything cohesive. So now I'm going to take that angled liner brush, and I'm just going to slap some liner onto my upper lash line. I've heard a lot of people say when you're doing intense looks, go slow, like work your way up to it, take it easy. But with this look, I am not going to be taking it easy, and you can see that I end up putting it all around my entire eyes, and I kind of try to speed through that inner waterline part just in case that grosses you out a little bit. I'm sorry if it did. And then you can see I'm using my lower lash line to form a wing, and I end up going kind of heavy on the lower lash line outer corner, and that I think really made the look. But you can see that I'm doing a pretty big wing there, and I'm checking it out. So I'm taking my clean pencil brush after I put on the gel liner, and I'm just kind of smudging everything out a little bit before I go in with the next step. And so I'm going to grab my little smudge brush and my bronzer, and I'm using that to smudge out the lower lash line just a little bit more, once again for the cohesion, the top lid and the lower lid, and then I'm just using it to make sure everything's not stark. I want it to be dark, but not harsh lines. Harsh color, not harsh lines. So then I dipped into my black eyeshadow, and I'm just using a NYX one, and I'm just placing that on top of where I already have the gel liner. You can see I'm not being sparse with that. You see I'm dipping into it, picking up more, Then I just kind of blend it out through my crease, just in case. And then this part I sped through just in case it grosses people out, but I'm getting my upper waterline and just making sure that everything's really dark. And right here, I'm kind of making sure my inner corners are covered, and I actually do a little bit of a point on the inner corner, but just really slight, just a little tiny point, just to kind of meet the upper and lower lash lines. And you can see that really is making a statement once I did that. And then I'm going in with that flat liner brush and just packing on more of that shadow just to make sure the gel liner is really locked into place and making sure it's really, really black, really dark. And then I'm just blending over the edges just so the edges are a little bit diffused. And then you can see, oh, I just kind of smoked out the outer corner, kind of where the wing is coming from, and I think that really helped make the look. And then you can see I'm blending it out a little more. And if you go like a minute or so back, you can see that it really is about like layering and going back and forth with the brushes. That's what really makes it look as cool as possible, in my opinion. So then I'm going in with a gold highlighter. I talked about it in my highlighters video. I'll put a link to my highlighter video and my highlighter swatch post because I feel like I made a pretty helpful post with swatches of inexpensive highlights. So there you saw I bronzed, and I'm doing some pretty heavy contouring here, using that same contour palette from the beginning, and make sure everything's blended. And then I'm actually doing a little bit of a nose contour, and I'm not being sarcastic when I say a little bit of a nose contour. I just wanted to have contour everywhere. And then I'm wiping off the foundation from my lips because I hate having foundation on my lips. And then I'm just taking a black eyeliner from NYX, and I'm using that to line my lips. And then I'm going to use the NYX Soft Matte Lip Cream in Transylvania, and I really don't like that lip cream on its own, but I feel like with a black lip liner it looks pretty bomb. That's what I'm wearing in my icon on my personal Tumblr, Morning Glow. And I also posted a selfie of myself wearing this makeup, but with a nude lip. So I will post, or I will link that selfie in the description of this video, just in case you're like, can it be more wearable? Kind of. So then I'm just going in with a little brush and a little blush. And I felt like that kind of took it from vampire to just human. And then I'm adding a little bit more highlighter. And I'm actually pleasantly surprised with this highlighter. I really haven't been doing gold highlighters lately, but for here it worked. It's the Makeup Revolution Golden Lights. And then I'm just putting on some mascara. You of course can do lashes with this look, but I wasn't going anywhere, so I didn't do lashes. And then you can see I'm doing my brows. I used the same brush in my last tutorial, and I decided that I don't like it as much as I like my little Essence one. You can see I switched it out. And I really did bold brows for this look. I felt like I did the brows last so that I could kind of see how far I could take them, because I didn't want to like do my brows and then feel like I had to add on to them later, so I just did them last. And then you saw I did some touch-ups, and my hair was wet. It looked kind of crazy, but I really like this look, and I hope you like it too. Thank you so much for watching. If you have any requests, let me know. And I'll see you next time. Here's just me sitting there so you can see the look. But yeah, I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.